A group of self-funded young farmers in the Eastern Cape are changing the face of rural development 1 hectare at a time. Ukhanyo Farmer Development is a 100% youth-owned entity which has 80 hectares of communal land planted with maize and fodder. Our politics editor, Sbu Ngalwa, spent time with the young farmers in Port St. John's. He filed this report.
In farming, it is often said that there is no better demonstration of faith than planting a seed in the ground and hoping for it to sprout.
Go through the cobs.
It is the same faith that motivated a group of 36 young graduates to leave their jobs and come together to form Ukhanyo Farmer Development.
Soft pot, that's the moisture.
The company was the brainchild of this young man who previously worked as the Eastern Cape Provincial Coordinator for Grain SA.
I resigned, and upon resignation is because I had funding for commercial farming, which I do in Yugi. But ultimately after that I said to myself, well, what can I do with the youth instead of leaving them at Grain South Africa? Are they willing to do something new? And they obviously brought into the idea that I had of taking rural development in our own hands as the people who were employed by Grain South Africa. And it started off from there.
The majority of the group are former mentors employed by Grain SA to assist farmers in the Eastern Cape. Working with the Anglican Church, traditional leaders and local communities, the youth-led group currently has 80 hectares of communal land under production.
We've got two main projects under Ukhanyo Farmer Development, being the NPO that we lead. One being the Nklaza project, Nklaza Grain Project, which is the one that we are here today. And then you've got another one, which is the Upper Nglisa Grain and Fodder Project, whereby we are producing fodder on communal land commercially. We sold 300 bales at a cost of 400 Rand, all sold locally, and all were sold out within 3 weeks.
Ukhanyo Farmer Development is self-funded and also has a loan from the Anglican Church for the Nklaza project. The OR Tambo District Municipality recently assisted the farmers with fencing for the project, but they feel that the government can do more.
One of our main problems is struggling with funding to try and broaden our horizons, if I may say, because I feel like we should be getting more funding. This is a project that is bound to succeed based on the results that were given by Grain SA before. And it's also in line with what the government is saying of trying to limit unemployment, because if you've got 36 unemployed graduates running a project that is going to be financially stable once the off-market agreements start to come in, it means that a certain percentage of the unemployment rate has gone down. But without getting the right figures in terms of funding, it's quite hard for us to move at a pace that we want to move. So it's also one of the things that we probably need to look at more carefully.
The gender split of Ukhanyo, what are we looking at? Male versus female?
It's 90% females.
Okay.
And 100% youth-owned.
Given the high unemployment rate in the Eastern Cape and the country, this group of young people did not wait for the government to give them handouts. At 35%, the Eastern Cape has the highest unemployment rate in the country.
Then you'll stay forever at home. Rather, start something, start your own thing and be your own boss. Because if you will wait for a job, you will wait forever and stay at home. Rather, do something.
South Africa is expecting a bumper maize harvest season of about 15 million tons this year, with the average yield of 5 tons per hectare.
I'm happy.
But for Ukhanyo's first harvest,
we're happy.
They are projecting an even better yield.
It's a whole business cycle that we've done here, from production right down to marketing. This maize has got 4 or 5 off-take options that we're looking to explore and finalize towards the coming months.
Okay, well, that's good. When are you guys harvesting?
End of June, sorry. Okay. And we're looking at our percentage moisture currently sitting at 15. We're looking to drop it to about 14 for better grain quality.
We have about 50 people that we employ to assist with the project, starting from the headmen, because that's how we managed to secure the land. And then when it's time for spraying, top dressing, everything, they're here. Even with security, they assist us. And even when the fencing was done, we had to ask some of them to try and contribute some type of labor force.
Unlike most community projects, which are characterized by infighting and rivalry, Ukhanyo seems to have found a perfect way of bringing together traditional leadership, the church, and the community all under one roof.
siyindlu yenkosi nendlu nelali sifuna le project ikhule isupporte le lali ikwazi uba nesizukulwane esizayo naso sihluthe sikwazi uba sikhule. Ngaphandle kwayo le project asinabantu thina ngoba sesiqhele lento okokuba makulinywe.
As this country celebrates Youth Month in June, for these young farmers, they'll be celebrating good harvest. In total, they anticipate that they will have 190 tons of grain at the end of it all. For Newzroom Afrika, on Channel 405, I'm Sbu Ngalwa in Plaza Junction.